Good afternoon, Ma'am Elenita. I'm Rika Juday Russell from BS Ed English 3B, and today I will be explaining our Week 1 module. So the first question is, how does Dr. Pino Abad differentiate communication and expression? So, in communication, one conveys what one thinks and feel at the same moment of speech with other speakers. In expression, one shapes the language to one's own perception or intuition about some aspect or feature of reality, whether that reality has actually been lived or has only been imagined. So the number two, why do English teachers want to privilege Filipino literature wrought from English as models of good writing? So I think as teachers of English, we want to privilege Filipino literature wrought from English as models of good writing precisely because, one, the culture and experience from which these points arise are our own history as a people. So next is I will going to define literature in two sentences. So literature refers to written works or imaginative, artistic, or intellectual value typically characterized by the use of language to convey ideas, emotions, and experiences. It encompasses various forms of written expression such as novel, poems, plays, essays, short stories, and other literary works. So, next is I will be giving the importance of literature in the 21st century world. So, according to Jeffrey Lowe, it helps develop students' critical thinking skills in the quest for the ambitious 21st century competencies. Linguistically, it gives students the opportunity to analyze and appreciate good language used by highly regarded wordsmiths. It helps students gain a better understanding of the societies which produce the literature to foster greater empathy for others. So, literature teaches us humanity to be sensitive and empathetic towards others. It also provides us an outlet for our thoughts and emotions and imagination. All these can help address the problems that so it also provides us an outlet for our thoughts and emotions and imaginations. All these can help address the problems that our world is facing now, such as increasing intolerance and stress in life. Above all, literature teaches us the language and the power of communication and skills we cannot do without in the 21st century. So, the next is I will discuss the main division and subdivision of literature. So, and the different literary genres. So, there are two main divisions of literatures, prose and poetry. So, prose is a division of literature that encompasses a literary work that is spoken and written within the common flow of language in sentences and in paragraphs that provides information, related events, embodies ideas, or present opinions. We have also two subdivisions under this division. So these are fiction and non-fiction. So what is fiction? So fiction, it is a subdivision of prose that covers a literary work of imaginative narration, either oral or written, designed to entertain and make readers think and feel more. So legend is a prose fiction with attempts to explain the origin of things, places, objects, and what we see around us. So we have here is a short story of prose. So, fiction narrative depicting a simple characterization and a plot conveying a moral which can be read in one setting. So, novel. It is a very long prose narrative depicting complex characterization and plot which is usually divided into chapters. So, Next is novella. It is also a long prose narrative similar but shorter than a novel, but longer than a short story. It is also known as novelette. And next is we have fable. It is a short prose fiction narrative depicting animals, characters with exposes a lesson in life. So next is parable. It is also a short prose allegorical narrative which presents a philosophical outlook in life. And nonfiction. It is a subdivision of prose that covers the literary work of real-life narrative or exhibition based on history, facts, and the main thrust of which is the intellectual appeal to convey facts, theories, generalization, or concepts about a particular subject. So some of the literary genres which fall under nonfiction includes biography. So it is a prose nonfiction detailing the life of a person written by another person. Next is history. It is a prose nonfiction, records of events that transpired in the past. So we also have news. It is a prose nonfiction narrative of events that happen every day. The newspapers are written for this purpose. So we also have diary. Diary is personal account of significant events that happen in the life of a person. We also have anecdote. Is a prose nonfiction narrative that depicts a single incident in a person's life. And essay, it is a prose nonfiction which is a formal treatment of an issue written from a writer's personal point of view. We have poetry. It is a division of works of literature that encompasses a literary work expressed in verse, measure, rhythm, sound, and imaginative language and creates an emotional response to experience, feeling, or fact. So we have traditionally, it has three subdivisions. It is the narrative poetry, and drama. So narrative poetry is a subdivision of poetry which tells or narrates story. It may be lengthy as epic or short as a ballad and typically measured as a metrical tale. So, epic is a narrative poem which accounts the heroic exploits of a community's hero, usually involving superhuman abilities. Excuse me. So, literature educates people in a society. Literature works can give people knowledge. So, literature expresses people's culture through literature. We can learn our traditions, beliefs, customs, norms, and etc. that has been passed down from generation to generation. So, literature is used to entertain people. Me honestly, I love reading novel books, and by reading, I get entertained. So, literature is used to develop language. So, if you want to learn about language, literary can help because we encounter new words, research it, and by this, we develop the knowledge in the language. So, literature is used to criticize society, especially in this new time. We can easily use literary to criticize society by just type in our phone and it's done. And literature is also used to liberate people, just like what I have said. Literature helps in educating people. So now I will be going to tell you the difference between the literature and literature. Lies in their capitalization and context. So, literature with a capital L generally refers to the body or written works considered to be of artistic or intellectual merit, often studied in academic setting. It can also refer to the profession or academic discipline that studies these works. For example, you might say Jane studied English literature in college, or Shakespeare is a renowned figure in world literature. So on the other hand, literature with a lowercase I generally refers to any written work regardless of its artistic or intellectual merit. It can refer to both fiction and non-fiction works, and it also includes books, essays, articles, and other written form of communication. For example, you might say the course required students to read a variety of literature from different time periods and genres rather. In short, the capitalization of literature signals a more formal and specific meaning, while the lowercase literature has a broader and more general meaning. So that's all for the week 1 module, ma'am, and have a good day.